I will do a video here about psychedelics. I don't think it will be the only video, and there might come a part 2 and a part 3. But just to get it started right off the bat, I would say that I have experience with psychedelics. I think that people want to think higher of it than it really is, especially in modern culture and so on. And I would also say that I have a copious amount of experiences. I always went into it with a structured way of doing it. My view on it isn't like it is all bad, but I don't think it's necessarily good at mass either. So, and there's also this part that some people that read Julius Evola emphasize this point that Julius Evola had taken psychedelics at a certain point in his life, but they never really mentioned that not he either thought it to be a valid way later on to reach the transcendent. I haven't the book The Path of Cinnabar by Julius Evola. I haven't read it either, but I know he mentions these things in Ride the Tiger also by Julius Evola. And I have underlined certain things here in a chapter called Excursion on Drugs. And he says at page 170, and I just went by what I found right off the bat instead of reading the entire chapter again, because I know that it's more at the end of the chapter that he talks thoroughly about certain substances. In general, one must keep in mind that drug use, even for a spiritual end, that is to catch glimpses of transcendence, has its price. How drugs produce certain psychic effects has not yet been determined by modern science. Yeah, while this book was written back in, I think this was one of his later book, but it's written back in 1961, I think. So if that's the case, then of course the science has gone further by now, but I don't think it really changes anything. And then he also say, it is said that some like LSD destroy certain brain cells. Well, that's debatable though, but he went by what they had at the time, and it really doesn't matter because that's just little part of it. He doesn't say that it is like it that, but he says it has been said. One point is certain: habitual use of drugs bring a certain psychic disorganization. One should substitute for them the power of attaining analogous states through one's own means. Therefore, when one has chosen a path based on a maximum unification of all one's psychic faculties, this drawbacks must be kept firmly in mind. Yeah, and I mean, it leaves you open for certain things as well. There might be a thing for it that you can learn about yourself and this and that, but at a certain stage, you must like realize that you're just idealizing it. You know, this is things that you could reach through other means, through discipline and meditation, and for different traditions there are different ways, but it's the psychedelics are more or less just a pseudo transcendence, so to speak. And it's, I mean, instead of opening it up slowly, you open it up very thoroughly, like screaming into an abyss and see if there's somebody there at the other end. And if we assume that entities, demons, angels, and all that kind of stuff are real, then you might be in for a danger. And also, people that want to do all this work with lucid dreaming and all that kind of stuff. I tried it out of interest, and I had it naturally since I was a child as well. And these things where you called dream paralysis and so on. Yeah, of course, that's real things. Some people might throw it off as just psychological, but I just leave it at that I think that is very shallow. And why should you engage with it? I mean, in lack of better things to do, I would say. But I have never fully thought it to be something to like why it must be for the use of something. I mean, and people don't know what they are playing around with. That's what I think about it.